Hey, Cape Coral, it's Marissa here with Cape Coral Reviewed, and I asked you for a personal trainer here in Cape Coral, and you sent me here to Prime Strength and Conditioning. I asked you for a personal trainer, and you suggested Aaron, owner of Prime Strength and Conditioning, so we're gonna go in and meet him.
Hi, Marissa. So basically what we're going to do today is just a simple assessment. We're going to talk about diet, we're going to talk about exercise, some of the things that you have done in the past to help you lose weight, and along the way, some of the things that haven't. So just to basically get a little bit of a background on you, what are some of the things that led you into wanting to make some changes towards losing weight and reducing your body fat, or even just getting stronger?
I'm gonna be 40 this year, so I wanna go into this next decade feeling strong and healthier than ever. I've never really been one to commit to the gym or a diet or anything, so I just wanna introduce it into my life, but I need some accountability, and that's kind of what led me to personal training.
So here, a lot of what we do is very kind of getting people to realize that less is more. And as we build small habits like going out for a walk, drinking more water, or even just being a little bit more health conscious when you go shopping at the grocery store, these small habits can build up to a larger foundation that will lead to ultimately a lifestyle change before you even realize it. Slowly but surely, we're going to be chipping at certain disciplines that will be the foundation of your freedom with food, a better relationship with food and exercise, and an overall better mental space when it comes to losing weight and getting in shape. What I want to see from you today is just how well you move, an idea of what your diet is like, and at least through the assessment, I'll be able to tell where your strengths and weaknesses are in the gym and outside of the gym. So give me an idea of what your diet is like currently. An idea of like your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay, so for breakfast, I tried to cut carbs out. I usually have 1 to 2 eggs over easy or over medium, maybe some yogurt. I do start with coffee every morning, coffee and water. I try and balance that. But I typically, about a month ago, I started working out, just doing a little bit of cardio, a little bit of weights, and then I eat afterwards. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I try and get my workout in by like 7:30 in the morning, trying to be working out. And then I usually eat around 9 or 10. Sometimes I can skip lunch. I don't think that's really good. 1, 2 o'clock, I get this sugar craving. And if I give in, it's done. And then my biggest concern lately is my sugar intake, and then I crash immediately after, fall asleep crash. So I've been really conscious about trying not to consume too much sugar. And just once I can kind of get past that hurdle in the afternoon, I'm pretty good. And then we usually have a well-balanced dinner, a protein, vegetable, maybe some sort of starch.
So you're pretty in line with a lot of where clients start when they initially are aiming to make some changes. There's a few things we have to go over to kind of break things into a perspective that are a little easier for you to digest and move forward. I'm a big believer that information is king. That's why I went to school for this and why I chase the certifications that I do. So number one, we have to understand that for you to lose weight initially, you have to be in a calorie deficit. That's going to be the foundation of everything that we do. The calories themselves will dictate the number on the scale. Now, paired with your calorie deficit, you have to be consuming a ratio between your fats, carbs, and proteins that is beneficial to fat loss, because weight loss and fat loss are not the same thing. They don't run parallel to each other. You can be losing weight and retaining body fat or gaining body fat. But at the same time, you can also be gaining weight and reducing in body fat and holding on to muscle mass or even putting on more muscle mass. So those things, those secondary things like losing body fat, putting on muscle, and vice versa, do come down to your macronutrient. So if you are consuming a high protein diet with a lower carb and lower fat intake, and those two can kind of change as long as the protein intake is the highest and you're maintaining a calorie deficit, that will dictate your body composition. So if I want you to lose body fat while losing weight, then we need to be eating less, number one, calorically, and number two, we have to have a higher protein intake than what you did before. while still eating less, which is where things can be a little bit more complicated. So one of these two have to go down. The easiest one for us is your carbohydrate intake. We may look at some foods to replace that are better in calories and lower in carbs, and keep our protein intake relatively high by consuming leaner protein like chicken. We may do turkey, we may lean on whey protein, things like that. Now, as far as your eating goes, I'd like to get an idea of how much you are actually eating in a day for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
That way, I'm not immediately just cutting you down and telling you to just eat less. Oftentimes, especially as like working adults, we may be under eating and not realize it, and going into a immediate deficit from there may do us more harm than good, especially with my female clientele. They'll sometimes show me like what they want their body to look like through an Instagram picture. And realistically speaking, I don't think they understand how much food that girl is probably eating and how much muscle is on that body. And more importantly, how heavy she probably trains. So it's a good idea, number one, to increase your calories in the beginning if we need to.
Okay.
Build a solid base of calories to work with before we go into a cut. Now, while we're focusing on eating more food, we're trying to build these other healthy habits that improve your macronutrients. So yes, we're eating more food, but we're still trying to consume more protein, trying to consume healthier carbs and healthier fats. So the goal is to eat more food, but through the healthiest foods that we can. Essentially, it's the same foods you would eat to lose weight, you're just eating them in a greater amount for a period of time, maybe a month or a month and a half. After that, if it sounds like we've been kind of building up our caloric intake, then we can go into a deficit. But there's no need to rush into a deficit if you're under eating. So for the first 2 weeks before we go into some serious breakdown on calorie deficit plus macronutrients, let's just get an idea of how much you're eating first.
Okay.
We'll do that for 2 weeks and go from there.
So just journal everything that I ate?
You're gonna journal some of your foods. If you're comfortable tracking your foods, we may track some of your calories. But we need to get an idea of how much you're eating, what you're eating, and then we'll decide, should we go into a deficit from there? Or on the opposite end, do we need to increase your calories before going into a deficit?
Okay.
So let's see where you're at first on a day-to-day basis. Don't make too many changes. Try to keep it pretty honest, and we'll go from there. As far as exercise goes, we're gonna start off light, focus on body weight, lightweight training, introduce the squat, bench, deadlift, row, overhead press to you, because those are our foundation for every single lift that we do. Everything else stems off of those guys. Introduce those to you and then build up from there.
Okay.
The goal is to get strong, not skinny.
All right. Strong, not skinny. Got it.
Strong, not skinny. The girl that you want to look like, or whatever your goal is, likely is stronger than what you realize. So when you're ready,
all right, let's do this.
First one we have is going to be our barbell back squat. This is a great exercise to throw into the mix. Have you done it before? No? Have you lifted with a barbell before? Awesome, first time.
It's too intimidating when I see it at the gym and I don't have anyone around me.
It is, and it can be. But it's actually very simple to learn.
Okay.
But it is a skill. Exercise in general is a skill. So everything from squatting to deadlifting, even something as simple as a biceps curl is a skill. From there, it's how often do we train these guys? How often do we drill form and technique to turn those skills into where it's almost like seamlessly easy. Now, with your back squat, you're gonna approach the bar, find where the gnarls start here, and you're gonna go thumb length away. From there, you can either have the thumbs wrapped around or have the thumbs over. Whichever one is easier for you. It's really just a preference for that. You're gonna walk up to the bar, get a firm grip on that bar, squeeze the shoulder blades, rest it on the lower half of your neck, top half of your back, set your feet up shoulder width or slightly to the outside. Point your toes slightly out, chest up, pin these elbows back, not here, back here, chest up tall, big breath in. Once you have air in your stomach, chest is tall, I want you to drop down to at least 90 degrees and pop up from there. So here, at least to here, and then pop up. So go again, here, big breath in. Boom. Boom. Let your knees bend.
Okay.
Go down
So
by letting the knees bend, not by
here.
bending at the torso.
Here.
Yeah, so thumb length away, really stretch out the hands. Perfect. Wrap around, and you can either hook or over, whichever one, but get a firm
right.
grip. Stick that chest up tall. Good. Pin these elbows back. Pop up. Good. Let's walk back 2 or 3 steps. Good. Now your feet are going to be shoulder width or slightly outside. So for you, let's go a little bit wider. It'll
Okay.
be easier to learn that way.
I feel like my feet are uneven. Okay.
Now bend at those knees. Get 90 degrees down.
90 degrees down.
Yeah. Let's pop up again.
Okay.
I want you to bring this bar up. A little bit higher up. Right there.
Okay. Oh, I moved my
Perfect.
arm.
And really pin these guys back. Good. Now bend. Get nice and low. Pop up.
Okay.
Good. Let's rack. I'm gonna get you a box to serve as a marker for how low to go. We're gonna build your foundation for squatting with this box.
Okay.
Everything is gonna stay the same. The only difference is that you're gonna sit down completely on the box and then come up, as opposed to getting 90 degrees, holding it there and then popping up.
Okay.
Walk back, set up your feet like you would for the squat that we just did before.
Okay.
Chest up, elbows pinned back, sit down entirely on the box, and then pop up.
I
When you-
also have bad posture. Does that also mean I have a disadvantage? Is having bad posture that it doesn't feel natural?
It makes certain ranges of motion a little bit more uncomfortable.
Okay.
But it's not a bad thing, and that's an easier one to fix than the actual squat itself.
Okay. All right. So here
Right there.
to here.
Good.
All right. And I go here,
Good. Elbows back.
back like that.
Yep. Now stand up.
Okay.
Good. Back up. Feel for the box with the heels. Good.
Can I just stay here?
Then pop up. Can't just stay. Good. Let's set the feet up, shoulder width. Perfect.
Is that good?
Good. Now big breath in. Squat down. Exhale as you pop up. Good. Same deal. Exhale as you pop up. Good. Great job. Give me 2 more. Good. Nice. Now I want you to rack it, and I want you to literally walk into it, slam into it.
Oh,
Good.
is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Next time though. Now, we're gonna try again. I want you to give me 6 reps, and the main thing I want you to focus on is your breathing. Big inhale when you're at the top. Keep that breath in your chest, in your stomach as you go down. Once you're at the bottom, to come up, that's when you exhale.
Something doesn't feel right.
Right
Is that
there.
good?
Good. Stand up straight. Good. Walk back until you feel the box and set up your feet at shoulder width. Good. Big breath in. Squat down. Exhale. Good.
Was that 6?
Give me 2 more here. Last one. It's beautiful. Now walk into it. Make contact with the rack. Go down. Perfect. Look at that. Way safer. Way safer. Now, how did that one feel?
Good. That felt good.
Perfect. While you're confident, let's drop it down.
Oh boy.
Boom.
All right.
Right? Comfortable with that?
Same.
So look, with this one, let's go anywhere between 3 to 5 reps here.
Okay.
So. Pop up.
I can't.
Big breath in. There it is.
That was hard. Whew, okay.
Ready?
Pop up
Pop up.
if I can.
If you can.
Oh,
There it is, bit
That
by
is
bit.
so
That one was
hard.
smoother than the first one.
I don't want to go back up. Okay.
with exercise, one of the things that people don't take into consideration is your break times. So when we work out, everything has to come down to execution. You want to perform every single rep from the first one to the last one of every set that you do as perfect as possible.
Okay.
That's how we focus on getting stronger. That's how we focus on safety. And that's how we build some level of improved technique and form. So take advantage of your break times. Take 3 minutes off, take 2 minutes off, take 4 minutes off, whatever the goal is to get you to like 100% recover, or at least as close as we can. That's where I want you every time we strength train. The simplest one that you can learn, at least to start, is learning how to take advantage of your rest times.
Yeah, I guess I try and go and just be done.
Think about it, you're already fatigued, you're already exhausted. Your squat's just gonna look like you're fatigued and exhausted as you're doing it. We're only doing 3 exercises for the assessment.
All right.
One is the squat.
Okay.
Second is the push-up. And the last one is a plank.
Okay.
Here we go.
Gotta loosen it up.
Big breath in, pop up. There you go. Now you're moving with some power. Give me 3 more. Good. Good. Last one. Make it count. Good. Let's rack. Walk up to it.
I was gonna do another one,
Go
but
down.
I don't.
Hey, you're getting confident
Good.
now. Good. But you have long legs with a shorter torso. So you do have that like taller person squat just because of your femur length.
So I tend to.
You tend to lean forward. So deep squatting for you ends up here as opposed to here, right? So for you, one of the things that we need to build up is that mid back strength, those erectors. So things like deadlifts, bent over rows.
Here.
Yeah. Single arm dumbbell rows, that stuff's gonna be great for you because that's gonna help you build up that strength. That way, when you do go down into your squat, you have no problem getting down here. It's coming up. You're like here to come up, where that it's okay to have some forward lean, but it's not okay to lean forward. And that's where like the base of your squat is. The base of your squat is always gonna be these guys here, not your back. Your back is gonna be involved as a byproduct. It's not the main engine behind your squat. This guy and your glutes are the main engine behind your squat. So you're here, I'm squatting down. I'm trying to keep my chest up the lower I go. And as I pop up, everything else stays vertical. You keep your chest over the hips. You keep the shoulders over the hips. Everything from the waist up is just stacked on top of each other. The second we start to lean forward and we lean forward too much, that's when injuries happen. So for you, deadlifts, very crucial. RDLs, very crucial. Bent over rows, very crucial. Those things right there, even though it's not squatting, will help improve your squat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this guy back.
Okay.
We're gonna go into our push-ups next.
Push-ups next.
So we're gonna use the Smith machine here for our push-up.
Another thing I cannot do.
Now, a lot easier, not nearly as technical. You're gonna find the grooves of the bar, and that's where you're gonna wrap your pinkies around. And just like we did with the squat, your thumbs can either be wrapped around or over, whichever one. If you have any wrist issues, it's easier if you go over.
Okay.
It's less pain. You're gonna step back, get on your toes, lift that chest up tall, and you're gonna bring your chest down to the bar, bend the elbows as much as you can to get down there, and then pop up. Boom, boom. And notice that when I go down and when I come up, my hips stay in line with my shoulders, right? My lower half and my upper half are all moving in sync. So you may have to flex those abs a little bit.
All right, so here, like
Boom.
that.
Right there, step back.
Oh! Oh,
Great job. But everything moves together.
that's hard to get all the way down there.
Shoulders and hips, everything together. Let's take a break again.
Okay.
Recover, and let's try it again.
So what your clientele is, you have athletes,
Yes.
like high school athletes that you
High school
train
and
here?
college.
High school and college. And then you have your older client and everyone in between pretty much?
Yeah, I have been in this long enough to where I was already in school for kinesiology and I already knew that I was going to take steps towards exercise. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be like working as a strength conditioning coach, working as a trainer, maybe going into physical therapy, or even taking the medical route. But I knew that this is where I wanted to be, and it was my best way to help people and still have a sense of fulfillment. So I started working with people for free at the Anytime Fitness on College Parkway in Punta Gorda, never recording, just kind of giving them help. And then like one person just referred me to someone, and then another person referred me to another. And I was doing sessions for like $10, man, like almost nothing. But it wasn't about that.
How long did you do that for?
Like 2.5 years. And then I picked up my first personal training gig as a CrossFit instructor. And then from CrossFit, I went into one-on-one personal training. And once I felt like I knew like the business end of it, as much as I knew the actual training aspect of it, is when I started to kind of step into my own and work independently and kind of manage my own schedule, be my own boss, go on from there.
I noticed online your hours of operation were like 9 to 5, but I know you're here. I follow you on social. You're here like
so
early,
I have business
sometimes.
hours because it's the responsible thing to do.
Okay.
Because people do ask, but ideally the gym itself, the trainers are self-contracted. So whenever the client has a session, as long as the trainer and the client are on the same page, the gym will be open. So it can be, I have a client at 4:30 a.m., I have clients at 7 p.m. We have a guy, Isaiah, who works with a lot of athletes at like 8 p.m. So whenever their session is, that's when the gym is gonna be available.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Ready? Let's give it a shot. Beautiful, let those elbows bend, put some pressure on those joints.
Oh, it's so hard.
So we'll be right here. Good. So I'm gonna grab my phone. I'm gonna set up a timer for 1 minute. Our goal is 2 sets of a 1 minute plank with a 45-second break in between. If you break down and you can't do it anymore, just go down. We'll mark you right there. On the second set, your goal is to either match that time or beat it.
Okay.
Is your forearms and your toes. Everything else has to be above the ground.
Okay.
Do you need me to demonstrate or do you got it?
I think I got it.
All right.
Forearms like that.
Here we go.
Look down or straight ahead, or it doesn't matter.
It's more comfortable if you just look down. Looking up might put a little bit of strain on your neck, but
Is my back okay?
yes, no, you are perfect for now. If I don't say anything,
Okay.
you're usually good. Here we go, finishing up in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Overall, mobility, flexibility, solid.
All right, I've been good. I feel like this month I actually stuck to what I was doing, eating healthy. Even when I went out of town, our snack cart was filled with spinach and tomatoes and carrots, and like we didn't overindulge.
That's good. Low calorie,
hardly drink
relatively
alcohol.
high fiber for the most part. What I tell a lot of my clients is to aim for anywhere between 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, at least 2 to 3 times a day. If the meal that you're eating doesn't have any protein in it, consider it a snack.
Okay, Cape Coral, I just finished my fitness test here. We discussed my diet, different techniques that I can incorporate into my life. If you're looking to make some lifestyle changes and you need some accountability, grabbing a personal trainer from Prime Strength and Conditioning, I highly recommend. They have a team of highly trained personal trainers in here. They can help you take that next step. They'll hold you accountable and they'll guide you in the direction that you see your future in. The address is in the description and you can stop by here, book your appointment with them and tell them Cape Coral Reviewed sent you. If you have a local business that you want to see featured on Cape Coral Reviewed, like, subscribe, and share.